Now we are going to create a database. To do that, we use a tool called DBCA, Database Configuration Assistant. Okay. So you just type DBCA, then enter from Oracle Home. You can do this in silent mode, or you can do this in GUI. So whichever mode you choose. So we create a database. You don't have any other database. So because DBCA can be used even to delete a database if it's there, to configure an existing database, or even to manage your templates. So for now, let's just create a database. We don't have one. Now let's choose advanced configuration for now. I want to install a single instance database. I don't want to install it even as a rack database or a pluggable database, okay? So it's a general purpose database. Next. I don't want it to have a container database. This is a global database name. I'll leave that as at default. Then I'll use a file system storage, and then we choose where the files are supposed to be located. So our files, as you remember, we created a directory for our files, and that directory, if you can remember well, was under U02 or a data. Okay, so we can actually choose that. That is our location for our files. Let's not set the recovery area for now. So to start up a listener, what we can do is I will just go to the terminal here. Let me have a new tab. And then lsnrctl is a listener control tool. So I just type that and start. So the listener is started, so I can go back to my setup and continue next. And next. Now, because maybe you may want to use this for training purposes, it's very important for you to choose this sample schema option so that you can add the sample schemas. Under character sets, you can choose from these. I think there's nothing else. Memory, processes, leave that way. Memory, leave that way. Then next. You can leave the enterprise manager, the EM database express. So we can set it with that default port. Yes. Now let's use the same administrative password for administrative users. So just complaining a bit about the password complexity, but I'll just pass there. Then we create a database and we go next. And we see a summary of everything. So the global settings, the initialization parameters that are there, the database files, as you can see, our database files are going to be under U02 or a data, then the DB unique name, then the database files. So we finish, and it's going to take some time to create our database. So again, I'm going to pause until when it is done. Great. The database installation is now done, and we're good to go. You can see the summary of the installation, with the database name, the server parameter file location, and the URL for the enterprise database EM Express. So I'll not go to password management for now, so I'll just close here. Now we can just test this. So the first thing to do is to change the environment and go to our CL environment, then SQL Plus. Use my log. Screen. SQL, I can now say connect sysdba. So if I say show user, you can see the user is sysdba. So I want to change the password for user HR, the sample schema we installed. So alter user HR identified by HR account. So we are, there is a user called HR. We are giving that user password called HR, and we are unlocking that account so that now we can be able to connect that account. So if I connect to HR, the password, and user, you can see the user now is user HR. Good. That is nice. You've done well. If you have completed up to there, your database now is up and running. So you're ready to continue with the next course on database administration. And I welcome you to learn with me on that course. It's going to be more and more interesting.